If you ever got ghosted by your clients and you know so why, maybe you got on a call and they were super happy. They were just about to send you the payment and then nothing, just vanished. I'm going to share with you one of the most popular reasons why that might be happening and how I actually got able to solve that as well for myself. Okay. So the very first thing I want to mention is when we are when we are delivering a proposal as funnel builders, okay, and everything I'm going to be mentioning is about funnel builders, but can also be implementing other stuff, but everything is going to be more targeted towards funnel builders. Okay, whenever you send a proposal and you get ghosted, there might be a few reasons why. The first reason is they didn't ghost you, just life got in the way. Okay, so just life got in the way. So all you need to do is you need to solve that, okay? And in order for you to solve that, you just need to follow up, okay? But when you follow up, you need to have a strategy, a follow-up strategy. One of the biggest mistakes people do is they just say, hey, I'm following up, how's it going? And that doesn't really work, okay? Now, the second reason, or one of the, second reason why they must be happening, or they might be happening, is because they didn't resonate, and when they are on a call, they just wanted to get over it very, very fast. So they give you a lot of signs into, yeah, yes, of course, I love it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but just give me a couple hours. I'll pay you later. Or give me a few days. I'll think about it, whatever, right? So they just go ahead and then ask you for a proposal. Just send me everything through email, whatever, right? So when you send everything through email, what they are saying is, I just need to get out of this call. And they don't really care about the email. It's just to be like, it's a polite way to say, I'm not interested. So you need to have a strategy for that. You want to make sure that you handle the objection. There's something there, okay? So you want to handle that objection right there before you send them an email. Because as soon as you send the email, what happens is they ghost you, okay? So you're just wasting time. You're just looking foolish. And anyway, you feel like you could be doing something different, but, you don't know what, okay? So there's a second reason. The third reason might be because they didn't resonate with your offer. The third reason might be because you are either too expensive, more money than they wanted to pay, or too cheap, which is they don't believe in your quality. Okay, so these are the three most common ones. Okay, and in this specific case, it's the offer, it's your positioning that didn't really strike. It was something like, they didn't like it, so they're gonna just ghost you. So these are the three most common ones. There's a lot more, but these are the most common ones, at least that I noticed in the past 5 years. Okay, so one thing that you want to make sure that you do is and it works for any of these. Okay, it works for any of these. Is you want to make sure that you take your time to understand your audience, not audience, but you understand your specific lead. You need to understand them. You need to see what do they value and what is their main goal. These are the two most important ones. You need to understand them as a person, their personality, what they are drawn to. You need to understand what do they value as far as your service and what do they value as far as what they're expecting. And you want to understand what are their goals. If you don't take your time to asking questions to get these answers, you are just going to get into this ghosting cycle over and over and over. Okay? Now, with this said, there are a lot of various strategies and scenarios that you can do. I don't want to make this video too long. I am creating a masterclass around this. So if you are interested in this type of scenario, this masterclass will be inside my book Funnel Builder Academy. But I'm going to go into detail there. But I do want to add enough value so you can at least do something right now and start looking for those answers in case you don't want to join, okay? So in order for you to understand to understand what they value and to understand their goals, you want to ask questions. And those questions are very rarely around what they are technically looking for. And they don't have a lot of to do with your main offer, which is building funnels. It has to do with the synergy, the experience, their fears of implementation, okay? So everything here is around fear and clarity, okay? Fear and clarity. Because fear is one of the biggest things that blocks people from moving forward, and lack of clarity is one of the biggest things that blocks people from, getting certainty and buying from you, okay? So fear. What are they afraid of? You want to try to find their real fears. Like, are they afraid that they are not going to be able to get results with you? Are they afraid it's going to it's going to require too much time from them? Are they afraid that you don't have the experience, which is something very important, and it's around the results? Are they afraid that you actually don't know what you're doing? You are just wasting their time. Okay, so wasting time. So there's multiple of them. You want to really understand what those are. And most importantly, this is very, very important. None of these are ever personal. Okay? So they might feel personal, but they are never personal. They are just not in the place where you've proven to them, where you got them to a place where they can feel excited about it. They feel that this is going to be exactly what they needed. So it's never personal. It's not about you. It's about what they are feeling. So how do you change that? You change it by guiding them through the call, by asking questions. So one thing that you should expect is you should expect them having setbacks, questions, uncertainty. This is something that if they don't have, something's wrong. Because 99% of my calls that I do, they will always have uncertainty, especially if you charge higher ticket, okay? So it's never personal. Never take it personal. This one is very hard to do. I had to train a lot to really, be comfortable with this. But once you really understand it, it's never personal. It's just they are not in the state of mind that they should be or they need to be in order for them to move forward. So that's your job, to guide them through questions. Now, next thing is going to be clarity. Clarity about what? Clarity about the strategy of what gets them to their goal. Clarity about the experience, how the experience is going to be, the step-by-step process of how it's going to be. So this is why it's very important that you have a standardized way to do so that is optimized for your clients. And then also it's going to be around strategy, experience, and they also want to make sure, as far as clarity goes, what they're going to get. Okay? Now, don't confuse yourself. You are not going to sell them technical things, right? So if you focus your selling in you're going to get this and that and that and that and 10 hours of support and 30 days of, like those things, they are just, nice to have. They are not a must have. They are not what you need to be selling. These are things that you support, that you have in order for them to feel comfortable, because these things they measure. They are something that can measure as far as what they're gonna get. But this is not what you want to sell. Okay, what you want to sell is the solution, and you, as the one who's going to be implementing, you need to sell you and your solution. This is it. So what you want to do is you want to go over and over and over and over and over around the scenario to let them know, to give them clarity that you have the solution, they should trust you. You have the solution, they should trust you. You have the solution, they should trust you. And you do this through a series of cycles, let's call them the way, to understand what they are thinking, what they might be struggling them or might be blocking them, and then going through that cycle again and again and again. Okay? So, like I mentioned, if you are stuck in the ghost town, let's call it that way, it's not that you don't have the technical skills. It's just because you right now are failing to address these three main things. Life going away, you need a plan to follow up. They don't resonate. They didn't resonate with that, so it goes a little bit around what we mentioned. And it's either too much money or too less money, which you should address on the call and through your positioning as well, okay? So have a plan for that. If you want a plan for every single one of these, I actually go through that inside my booked Funnel Builder Academy. If you want to know more about it, it's just funnelsgenius.com/academy. You're going to find all about that. If you have any questions, you can also reply to this. And these are going to be the main things. So if you're getting ghosted, it's not because maybe I should increase my ticket. Maybe I should reduce my ticket. Maybe I should niche down. It's not none of this stuff, okay? Those things are secondary. What it should be is this: resonate with the message, understanding them, understand their value, understand what they value, understand what's their goal, and then removing them from fear, adding them clarity by following all these steps. So I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.